Our card has arrived to say that it's in the post office. I'm going to go see if I can find it in the post office. Find out where it's at. Which depot it is. We come to the main post office in Warsaw. Look at this. £58.41. Import tax. Wow. Custom chrome. Look at that. So it's cost us 50. It used to be 20 quid, didn't it? £58.41. What's that? Trump tax, is it? Anyway, let's go get it. It's the parking fee to come into a car park that I've had to drive round and round and round and round waiting for a bloody space. There's quite a lot of cars, but all the spaces are full. You're sitting there like a moron waiting. Are you going? No, you're not going. Are you going? Oh, maybe you're going. Oh, no, you're not going. Anyway, must have took me 10 minutes. They've moved the bloody post office. It's down the high street, so let's have a look how the Walsall High Street is getting on. I don't come down here very often, but this is my local town. Must have been quite a thriving town at one time, because you see the town hall or whatever that is. Look, lots of carvings on the buildings. Wow, that's some statement of this town is doing well. When they built that in, I guess, the 1800s, whatever it was, long time ago. So it must have been the place to be at one time. It's quite an impressive building. I don't know how it goes. I'm not a town hall expert. I don't know, as town halls, is that a big one or is that a small one? Who knows? I think you know, the thing is, you get an impression of a town, you think of it, you don't go there, but there's quite a few shops shut, which seems to be the same in lots of towns now. Lots of businesses, lots of places shut. But I think we're going to walk past Druggy's Corner today. That's my impression, you know, that's what I think, looking at other YouTubes. But do they go looking for trouble? Let's go and find out. So, this is the old post office. I've come here now, look. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. 8 till 10 you can get your parcel, or 4 till 6 you can get your parcel. I've paid £2 parking. It looks like I'm going to have to come back and pay another £2 parking because it's not that time now. And apparently that was what that meant. Right then, we've took around. Again, it's just a town full of closed shops, closed down shops. It's a pity, isn't it, really? But seems to be the way of all town centres now. Of the major town centres. I did go to where there was, like, I imagined, Druggy's Corner. There was a few people sitting there, but they didn't look like druggies to me. So, anyway, parking wardens on the prowl, yeah. Shipped from the road. Zanesville, Ohio. Gone from Ohio to Illinois, here to the UK. Blimey. Oh, the box finally arrived. Wow, look, this is the charges, look. Wow, HMRC. 11 quid duty, but 38 quid VAT, so it must be the VAT on the items when it comes over here. And then Royal Mail handling charges 8 quid. £58.47. They don't tell you that when you buy it, do they? Oh, blimey. And this is what the customs charge applies to imports, the value of 135 quid. Look at that, any item over. Duty between gifts valued over 39 cents privately. Individuals will also attract VAT. Oh, look at this, look. We're just being fleeced, aren't we? You can't do fair trade. What the hell? you know, and it's come from, it's got a little sticker there, it went down, we saw it there, did we? Customs fee to pay, yeah, came via the Royal Mail. Look, this is where, see where it's originally come from. New York, New York, New York, so good they named it twice. It's come from. Shipping details. Blimey, Bill the sender. No, Bill the sender. Is that his name, or is that why we're paying the money? Bloody hell. Anyway, it's here now, so let's have a look. Let's open it up and let's have a look what's in there. Another sticker. Customs declaration form. What's it say on that? The value, yeah. USD, exchange, whatever. Woo! Wow. Oh, this is a bit odd. Fulfillment information, Kuriakin, right? Lightning valves cover. Made in China. Made in China. Made in China. Right? Lightning valve covers. It's got the sticker. Oh, is this a copy? Or is this an original? Look at that. Where does Kuriakin come from? Chrome. Let's have a look onto this. Blah, 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 blah. Made in China. Kuriakin made in China. We specifically wanted to keep away from Chinese imports. But anyway, come on, let's have a look if what's box. I expect it to be in a proper Kuriakin box. Bit of a shocker, because it should have come in a proper, we've had these before, second or third times we've bought these. It should have come in a proper Kuriakin box. Have we been done over? It looks like a Kuriakin instructions. We've got these little, you wipe it and glue it and stick it and all that. But I'm going to try and find the film of the last ones we got. I expected it to come in a proper presented Kuriakin box, black box. I don't even, I had the box. I don't think I've got the box anymore. Oh, look at that. It is what we want, and it is. Look at the thickness of it. And listen, it's not no plastic garbage. It's a metal one. It's a proper, which is what we wanted. We didn't want a flimsy. We didn't want a flimsy plastic one that was a lot cheaper. This is an actual. It's still a cover though. It isn't a replacement. It's just a cover that goes over the top. So that's the one half of it. Hold on. Oh, yeah. I thought it was going to be one of the sort of typical cheap plastic. But again, this is metal, look. And it's only clipped in. It's clipped on and clipped on. It just jams on and you put these on. And it's stuck on there, but it's also clipped on there, the way it lands. But yeah, wow. The bling has begun. Look at this. Look at the thickness of it. That's what we wanted. Look at the thickness of this one. It's none of this plastic junk. It's, yeah, this is what. It is. Look. It is proper metal, which is what we wanted. So, blimey, and we've got 2 sets. So that's what we wanted. We just got to hope now that it fits. And we bought the right ones. After all this malarkey. Somebody'd had the covers before, and somebody had took them off and painted them, haven't they? The rocker covers. You can't beat a bit of bling. It's gonna start. It's gonna be lovely. This is what we wanted. And this is the thickness we wanted and the quality we wanted, and we wanted it metal. So I think it's what we wanted. I was surprised to see China, but I suppose some things, you know, but these are the quality ones we wanted. The US part number? What is this? Right, come on, you experts, because I know there's a lot of cheap stuff out there, and they said this was the last pair. Obviously, always the man that's selling you and taking the money off you. You've got no reason to disbelieve him, but at the same time, you have to take it with a pinch of salt. But this was the last pair of covers, lightning valve covers, the bling, the chrome, and it's proper metal, and it's proper thick stuff. Yeah, look at the thickness of that. Wow, that's what we wanted, because there's a lot of this plastic. What do? It doesn't last. These, hopefully, provided they looked after and polished and, you know, had a good, well looked after, not abused, these will last much longer than, or do you not keep your bike that long, and does it matter when you sell it? It all looks the same, thin Chinese stuff, half the price. You can't tell the difference. You can't. Unless you take them off and inspect and, excuse me sir, can I take your rocker cover off and can I ting it to see if it's plastic or if it's metal? Can I look for the partner? You're not going to, are you? It doesn't matter. But what matters is we know, don't we? We know. The last pair, Kuryakin, I was told they've gone under for 350 million. And they've gone under a few times before over the years. It's what they do. Yeah. But, oh, it spoils it. The cost of getting what you want, the cost of chrome now has gone ridiculous. It's taking the fun out of it. Yeah, the stuff that you used to buy, you know, and I'm not talking that long ago. The stuff you used to buy before COVID, you'd pay 20 quid for it and you stick it on. Now you're paying 50 quid and it's half the quality of it. Yeah. But anyway. Ooh, I'm pleased they've come now. Yeah. Because this is the thing of when you own the Goldwing. You get to ride it in the sunshine. You get to go and do nice things with it. And in the winter, you still enjoy it because you're hunting down stuff. You're hunting down stuff and you're waiting for it to arrive and you're ordering it, and then you get the joy of fitting it and, you know, put it on, don't scratch it, blah, 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 blah. The joy of owning a Goldwing is never ending. It's never ending. You can buy chrome for a Goldwing every day of the week. Yeah. Anyway, I'm waffling now, aren't I? I'm waffling. I still think it should have come in a well-presented box. I've still got my doubts about it. Yeah. It hasn't come in a Kuryakin box. And I'll try and find the film, put that on. I can't even remember what I called it, years and years ago. This is about the third set of these that we've bought for them. Of course, you've moved the bike on, don't you? And then, no, I want the chrome back. We must be mad. Well, looky here what's arrived. How do we open this? Maybe we can reuse it. Pop the end over. Oh, yeah. Maybe. No, let's trash the bottom of it here. Looky here what's arrived. Ooh. Didn't know, all of a sudden it's here. Looky here what's arrived here. There's a story to this. Oh, yeah. Let me, where do I begin the story of this book? And it's one I didn't have. Sent off to America for it. Blimey, it cost more to ship than what it did to buy. Anyway, look. the American tools, Buck and Hickman, Whitechapel, London, and it goes back to, was it 1902 tools? Hold on. Prefix. There's a date. It runs back to somewhere. Look at this. Twist drills, chucks, vices, Buck and Hickman. Wow. Wow. Right, so anyway, before we get stuck into this book, let's first of all, let's look into, wow, isn't this isn't this fantastic? Look at the drawings. Look at the drawings on this. Oh, they're gorgeous, aren't they? Huh? It's a reproduction of a book. Yeah. So anyway, before we get to look through the book, let's give you a bit of a history. Look, the monkey wrenches here. Yeah. And the Billings pocket wrench. A few carriers, Hermes have had it, DHL had it, DHL give it to Hermes. I wonder if we can get sight of the what was underneath there. That'd be interesting to see, because look, somebody's had it first, and then they've given it to DHL, then DHL's given it to Hermes. Blimey. Any clues down here? The previous label. See something, there's the label under there somewhere. This, look. Shipped to International Boulevard, Glendale Heights, Illinois, United States. It's coming from the United States. The invoice has, you know. So let's start the Buck and Hickman book collection story. And this particular book, I'll let Scoutcrafter say something, and then James from Time Flies in the Shop. And to be fair, I think it all came from Ben, Tool Addict. I think Ben Tool Addict first of all introduced us to these books, the OG of collecting vintage tools. Yeah, so let's see what we can find. Come with me and let's see what we can find. Let's go into Scoutcrafter. Here we are, look, put in Scoutcrafter, press the button. Yeah. And then here we are, Scoutcrafter. Yeah, fantastic channel. He's going back to 3 days a week. Oh, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We have missed him. He cut down to one on a Wednesday, one longer one on a Wednesday. And now we're going to have a short one on a Monday, short one on a Wednesday, short one on a Friday. But anyway, if you put that in your search and then you go back up to search, give yourself a space. Here we are, look, I've looked for it before. Then you put in Buck and Hickman, right? Yeah, and then you press that, and that brings you to the film of Buck and Hickman catalogue. There we are. Now let's see where we are there. You have to go forward a little bit. Let's just skip the ad.
For that funny story about full circle influencing, how this everything comes around, you know, even in our lives, we tend to, that I love that full circle term, you know, things that we used to like when we're kids, we like later on when we're adults, you know, it's like it comes full circle. So what happened was last year I was doing a video on some of the old catalogs. You know how to like those old tool collecting catalogs. Well, my good friend Reggie on the road from the UK, Reggie who has probably the biggest hardware selection of anybody I've ever met, and we have a lot in common. Reggie did a video right after that. He goes, I also like those old tool catalogs, and he showed some of his. Now, the catalogs he's shown were a company called Buck and Hickman. Okay, so now another good friend of the show, James from Time Flies in the Shop, watches Reggie's video and says, man, I like those catalogs. So he searches one out, and he finds a reproduction Buck and Hickman catalog.
We'll go to that, yeah.
So he orders it up, shows it on his channel. I see it. And of course, I'm influenced. I said, wow, I got to have one of those. And I picked it up. Let me show you what it is. How cool is that? And this is the catalog. And let me tell you how cool this is. Now, Buck and Hickman.
And so this is the very same catalog. So let's have a look. What influenced John Scoutcrafter? Let's see what James said about the book. So now we've got to go back to the search and put in Time Flies in the Shop. Time Flies in the Shop, where we are. We're up there, look. Time Flies in the Shop. Put in Time Flies in the Shop. We'll press that, and then we'll go back to search.
Items.
We'll go back to search. We'll put a space in there. Whoops, we'll put a space in there. And then we'll go Buck and Hickman. There we are. There we are. B-U-C-K. And then a space. Hold on. Let me get this for you. Hold on.
Of the American Tools reprint that I got. You know, it's substantially different physical size. So when I was seeing this, you know, when Reggie or Tool Addict or somebody was showing us this, I kind of had the impression it was the size of this. And you know, it's fine that it's a bit smaller. It's not a problem. It's just strange, right? Okay, so something I wanted to share. I have not done the tool haul video of our community yard sales. It went really well. I got great stuff, but something that I have found in the old reprint here that I thought, man, that looks cool. I'm gonna keep my eyes out for one of those. And I thought it was something I would find on an old chain, right? I thought this is something somebody's going to forget about or not realize it's there, and it's just gonna be connecting two pieces of old chain or something, and I just have to keep my eyes peeled for an odd looking link. One.
Look at that. It's fantastic finding the item.
Cool?
The book, yeah, it's cool finding the book.
It's exactly the same as this one. It doesn't have the same branding that's written on this, but it looks exactly the same. It's got the same features here that you see here, and it's functional. And
we'll have to find that in the book. Find that film, go there. Yeah, go find that one. Time Flies in the Shop. So let's now go back to see what John says about it on Scoutcrafter. See what Scoutcrafter on Scoutcrafter channel says about the book. Looking for in Scoutcrafter is have a look at this. This catalog.
In the UK.
I thought it was about time I got the very same book. Yeah, I thought it was about time I had the very same book.
Had a catalog just for American tools. Now, this is a reproduction from the Midwest Tool Collectors Association, and they reproduced a lot of different catalogs, and they reproduced this one for good reason.
Hold on, let's see if we can see that. Oh yeah, you can, look. Midwest Tool Collectors Association. Wow. Oh yeah, from there, and there's another sticker here that says, a non-profit organisation, postage paid. Oh, look at that! Yeah, it's the very same book, isn't it? Yeah, without a doubt. And we had to get this from America, this particular book. Yeah, right, let's carry on. Okay, John, we're with you. Carry on, John.
Absolutely beautiful catalog. Let's take a look at, first of all, let's take a look at the building that Buck and Hickman was out of here. Let me just get this so you can see it better. Out of over in London. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Look at how that was even drawn. And one thing I love about this catalog, which I do about a bunch, but this one more so because this is from August 1902. And look at the fonts. I've never seen any of these fonts before. I'm almost sure that they were done by hand. This is not a typical font you would see in the regular print shop. Look at all the lettering and everything. You'll see a lot of things along this catalog that was very unusual, really high class. Like you see the lines that go around the sides with the little insignia here at the edge. How nice is that? But they had all the illustrations here are second to none in this catalog. Absolutely fantastic. In the beginning, they have machine tools and things like that, but as we get towards the middle and the back, and let me flip from the back forward, it's just easier for me to do. You'll see all the different tools they have here. They have, glass cutters. And again, look at that. That font is, you don't see that kind of font anywhere, do you? When was the last time you seen a fonts like that? I just love it. So whoever their illustrator was on this catalog was fantastic. But, I don't want to go through the whole catalog here. But the reason I'm bringing this forward is I know a lot of you do like these older catalogs, and this one is still available because it wasn't printed that long ago, the reprint. I found that clamp pretty amazing. That's pretty cool, huh? And this one here runs about $20, on eBay. So it's an affordable catalog. It's beautiful.
But then you got to ship it from America, John.
Here's something. You ever see those type of vices that have the handle on the side? I often wonder why some of these tools aren't reproduced today because they were so beautiful. Of course, the iron levels, look at the ornate levels that they had and compare that to the stuff they make today. The import stuff that we don't want to get into that. But there's just everything in this catalog so fully illustrated, so well done, and it's just a joy to sit down and look through this and read up on it, look at the illustrations, and I think you'll enjoy it. It's a reproduction, it's available, and this is what you look for. So Buck and Hickman, it's the reproduction, and it came from the Midwest Tool Collectors Association, but just look this up on eBay or something, or Amazon, or wherever. Buck and Hickman, it's the reproduction, and it came from the Midwest Tool Collectors Association, but just look this up on eBay or something, or Amazon, wherever, and you'll find it. Great catalog. James, thank you. Reggie, thank you, and really appreciate it. Okay.
So I thought it was about time I actually got the book, and it's a 1902 reproduction of a American tool book. Wow, fantastic. It's one I didn't have and now I've got. It was a must-have. It was because that's what I do, innit? I collect these things. It's fantastic. Now, what I'm going to try and do, I'm going to see what have you got in your collection that you see in this book. I've seen a few things that I've got that started, let's say, was around in 1902, shall we put it that way? Yeah, that type, that sort. We've got one of those clippers, haven't we? But we've got a 1944 on it. That was a military one. We have got these. I've got two of the original, the Walworth. Stilson worked for Walworth, and Walworth made them first, but it was Stilson's idea. Yeah, these wrenches. It was but Stilson was working for Walworth, and Walworth says, that's a good idea, I'll make it. So I'll go and get you a few of these. Them's the ones to watch out for. Well, I did see there's vices here, levels. I've got most all the levels.
Hi.
All right, Bubby. I'll dig these out. I've got these older gauges, even older than this, I think. So we'll have to pull them out and have a look to complete this book. We're in the book in Hickman, the reproduction of a 1902. Hold on a minute, let me find this for you. August 1902 production book, right? And we see this, and we see that, and is it the same? Pretty much, isn't it? It's pretty much the same. However, this one has 1944 and the broad arrow on it. Hold on, this one. 1944 broad arrow, look. So, is this a well old design? Has this been going since 1902? I wonder. This is the chain link that James had found, yeah. This, you see the Stilson. Look, Stilson. It's the Stilson. We've got this one, but this it's a Stilson, but it's a Walworth. So this is before that. This is one of the original, I don't say the original one he first made, but this is as far as Stilsons go. We call them Stilson. Stilson was the guy who invented it, but Stilson worked for Walworth. So that's pretty much as far as you can go back on these. Black handle there and a red handle here. This one's a Walworth as well, look. And this is where they pick up the Stilson diamond, look. Yeah. And there's a couple of Stilsons, a couple of a big one there again. It's got the diamond on it. Did this one have the diamond on it? Yeah, look, it's got the diamond on it. So that's telltale signs that it's a Stilson. This one has the Stilson in the handle itself. Stilson, look. That, so again with the wooden handles. So there's those to keep an eye out for. This next, wasn't it? These are wire gauges. Wire gauges, look. And this one, this is a wire gauge. Have we got a name on this? I think we have somewhere just. Hold on, let's have a look and see what we can find. Let me just have a look at this. I don't really understand, but gauge numbers, look, meant the different sizes. This has got the gauge number on it, look, hold on, get this in focus. BWG, with the numbers on it, and the gauges. What's the numbers on the other side of this one? Yeah, look. So it's not 1 mil, 2 mil, 3 mil, 4 mil, 5 mil, whatever. Those numbers there correspond with these numbers here, means by how much. Yeah. This one here, that's got no numbers on it, this one. But it's a wire gauge, isn't it? Wasn't it a faint number in it or a name somewhere on it? So it just shows you the age on some of this stuff. We've got these. Yeah. You're always looking for a. There we are. What's this one? be a standard screw thread. It's a thread gauge. Yeah. And then we've got this. This gauges. Who's made this one? Win and Timmins. Win and Timmins. Didn't Timmins do shoes? Yeah. Again, thread gauges. We've got one here. Again, thread gauges. But all the sizes have gone off this one. Through picking it up, this would have been in a hell of a state. But yeah, pick them up, find them, pick them up. Just gives you an idea how old they are. It's in the same box, look. These have got a right old age on them. There is a name on that one. I don't know if it's the bloke that did it or the bloke that owned it. Look what we found. The speed indicator. Wow. We've you see them in all the books, don't you? Let's see if we can find a footprint. Will we find a footprint, do you think? Let's have a look. So these books are fantastic. You can flick through, you know, and it just puts them in your mind so that when you see something, you know whether, oh no, that's not very old, that's 50s, that's 60s. Some of this stuff slips through, and some of it you'll go, oh, that's old. I mean, generally you can see how old it is, but you know, if you peruse through the books, you know, you might just land on something that sort of gets your mind thinking about, you know, if you're a collector, make sure you don't walk past anything. You know, when you see it, these egg beater drills, you can occasionally find an egg beater drill. Yeah. Miller's Falls, that is. Yeah, these are all Miller's Falls. You do come across the Miller's Falls, but you don't realise actually how old they are until you trace them back in the books. Yeah, and just, you know, or familiarise yourself with the brands. Oh, this is American, or, you know, when you're on, it's all information for when you're looking and searching and bumping into things. Yeah. Or that sort of style, you know, when you bump into the right thing, when you see something and you're not sure, it just stops you walking brown and sharp. Look, we see them, don't we? We do see them around. I think I've got some in a box somewhere. Yeah, the speed indicators again. All these gauges, if you see the wire gauges. Obviously some of them are new, you know what I mean? But some of them, you might just make the difference between landing on something that you recognise and you see, and the fun is bringing it back to the book and trying to find the right, with the right markings and the right number and the right date so you can positively identify it, you know what I mean? Some of these, they'll have a model number or a run number or a, you know. So, and then you know when you're chasing something, it's all about looking for the name, looking for the little markings, the telltale signs, and it all adds to the enjoyment of having the books, finding the gear, investigating the gear, you know, finding out the history of the firms. It's all good. It's all good. The tap handles. You instantly know you're looking at something with some vintage on it. Let's see if we can find a name for that. Yeah. Find a. You can always. They knew, didn't you? The old gear. Wow. They knew they had a certain sort of style to them, didn't they? You sort of know get used to knowing what you see. It's so easy to walk past something very, very interesting. Here's something to keep an eye on, look. Brown and sharp. We do see them, but there's a number 1 micrometer. Number 2, there's a number 2 micrometer. There's a number 1, look. There's number 2. There's a number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, number 10, number 14. They've all got slight differences in measurements. Well, who knew? 19, number 20, look, number 22, number 20, number 23, number 30. Who knew? Bank card, Bubby. No, I keep my cash for Sunday, car booting, look. Number 39, 40, 45, and the 46. No, that's your job.
What do you mean it's my job?
Well, if it's missing, you put some in, don't you?
What?
Who knew there was that many micrometers to find? Wow. I got him. The 4th emergency service comes into action again, Lance. Look at this thing. That's American, isn't it? And there, look at that, going places since 1945, but look. How the hell? It's somebody's pride and joy, and how does it manage to get like that? Mad, isn't it? This would have been in America, I guess, at one time. Wow.